Who was Anne Frank? Okay.
So do you know who?
Why is on the fucking Hollywood Walk of Fame? Asking people who Anne Frank is. This is weird.
Anne Frank is?
No, I don't know who Anne Frank is.
No?
No.
Have you heard of the Holocaust before?
No.
No?
Really?
Oh, man.
They use this same music in every one of these fucking videos.
Anne Frank is one of the most important historical figures of all time.
I mean, her story is obviously incredibly tragic and very, very, good and insightful from a historical point of view. But to call her like one of the most important historical figures of all time is a bit of a stretch, honestly.
But most people don't put her story into context. What's up, guys? This is Will with PragerU. Today we are on Hollywood Boulevard asking people if they know who...
What context, of the Holocaust? They don't put her story into context. The entire point of her story is to, bring, a more personal and human side to the Holocaust. That's, so that you don't think of people who died as just statistics, but rather as actual people who had, lives and dreams until they were fucking genocided. I do not know what he's talking about with her being taken out of the context of the Holocaust. I've literally never heard of anything remotely like that before. What is it? Why is this a thing? Did some American culture war shit happen that made them make this video?
Who Anne Frank was and whether or not they think what happened to her could happen again. Let's do it. Do you know who Anne Frank was?
Who?
Anne Frank?
I know a little bit about she was Jewish, right? And she was mistreated.
Who was Anne Frank?
I believe she's an actress, right?
No.
These people, it's funny because they're Americans and they're stupid, but for one, they get the edit here, so you know that they cut out people who knew who she was and could just recite it, which is going to be easily half the people you can just find on the street, no matter how stupid they are, even in the USA. But for two, you think they realize that this is them too? You're American too. You're stupid too. All of you are this dumb. Conservative, liberal, you're all stupid fucks.
In school, the Holocaust killed 6 million Jews in World War II.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
What happened to Anne Frank?
Can't remember. I know I've been to the house in Amsterdam, but it was a long time ago, so I don't really remember too much what
That's so weird that she's been to the fucking house and she doesn't know who Anne Frank was.
happened.
Well, do you know who Anne Frank is?
Anne Frank, yes.
Who is Anne Frank?
The girl that had the diary she wrote, she was her and her family had to hide out in the attic of her house. Yep. You know what I mean? During the what was that, World War II? Yeah, World War II. Yeah, correct. From the Germans, yeah.
You know what country she was in?
Austria, wasn't it? Or
Close. Holland. The Netherlands.
Yeah, it's been a while since you know what I mean.
No, it's okay.
So, yeah.
5th grade type of learning and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
She was Jewish. She was killed in the concentration camp.
What's up, my boy?
Hey, how y'all doing today? What's going on here?
Good. We're asking, do you know who Anne Frank was?
Hell yeah. Didn't she hide in the attic from the Nazis, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You know.
I said historical figure. Yeah.
I just don't get what the point of this video is. Why does it exist? Why is this a video? What happened to motivate them to make this video? Are they going to explain it?
Yeah.
I'm watch it on being a bit faster because it's fucking garbage.
Anne Frank is daughter of Anne Frank. What's going on?
Do you think that anything like what happened with Anne Frank could happen in America today?
I mean, isn't there going on Ukraine and shit like that?
Do you think that anything like that could happen today? Like what happened to Anne Frank?
I would like to say no.
It's so weird for him to ask black people this question. You think nothing like that has happened to them?
Yeah. But I'm scared. I mean, it could happen because...
Yeah, I hope so, but for example, also with the Ukraine situation, you never know. Humans sometimes are crazy.
Hitler won Time Person of the Year in 1933. That was
Person of the year.
Do you think that something like
Just like Jenny Agnes won Forbes Woman of the Year. You go, girl.
what happened to Anne Frank could happen today?
I fear that all the time. We see how immigrants and refugees are treated in this country, and
that's not the answer that he wanted. No.
That happened in the detention centers being like concentration camps. I mean, it's very much real and feels like right now.
It's already happening. It's not will it happen. It is.
Yeah, it's happening
in America.
Yeah. Right. We have that lens that kind of blocks our view from seeing everything because our privilege kind of keeps us safe, but it's not that way for a lot of people. So
if you go to China, I mean, there are millions of those Uyghur Muslims being tortured and persecuted there.
It's so funny how he just he ignores what they said and brings that up, and then they agree with him, of course, because they're fucking American liberals.
Yes.
Like a genocide like Hitler in China.
About that.
Like a genocide, like Hitler in China, there are millions of them right now. There are millions of Uyghur and Franks right now.
Actually, so that yeah, I didn't know that.
In my genocide unit, we literally we couldn't get through all of it.
My genocide unit.
In the school year, like the full school year, we couldn't get through everything because there's constantly something.
Like this is like subverting his expectations here. Like he didn't have a response to them talking about American concentration camps, so he just immediately goes like, "But what about China?" And they agree with him, and he doesn't really he just doesn't know how to react to this. I guess he expected them to argue with that.
Else happening.
If you go to the Middle East, there are women, Christian women have acid thrown.
Yeah, what about all these other places? Let's not talk about the USA, the country that we're all literally in right now and can do something about. What about all these other places, you know, half of which have been destroyed and made into what they are today by the USA?
In their face for just having a difference of faith than many of those people. It's horrible.
The mass majority of people aren't cool with, you know what I'm saying, racism and, you know, genocide and all that bullshit. So I don't really see it going down these
We're not cool with genocide.
days.
Word.
Retaliate.
Hell yeah, of course.
Stand up.
Hell yeah, of course. I'm gonna defend my country, you know. Like, I mean, if popped off, you know, I'm gonna be in the front lines, you know.
My man. Do you know who Anne Frank was?
I do.
Yeah. Who is she?
She had the diary and she was in an attic for a while. Yeah.
What happened to her?
The Nazis got her and they took her to the concentration camp, killed her. Yep.
Do you think that anything like what happened to Anne Frank could happen in America today or in the West today?
I think, you know,
There's
if
no
a leader
room.
got in
They
power
can't
that was
come there.
as, you know, strong and as racist as Hitler was, potentially, I think the American people can be fooled quite easily into thinking one mindset. They're like sheep.
It's really fucking like the most like fucking articulate and normal guy they find is not American, and he just straight up says like, yeah, he's Irish. He sounds Irish, and he straight up says like, yeah, Americans are like sheep. It could happen here so easily, and I guarantee you the interviewer doesn't get that he's probably he's almost certainly referring to Trump with that.
So potentially, yes. Potentially.
Think I'm a sheep?
No, not everyone, but I think certain people, yeah.
I'd have to agree with you. There are a lot of them.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yeah, I fucking guarantee you that guy was referring to like right wingers like Trump and stuff. But this fucking moron, like, you know, he didn't want to push the issue just in case he got an answer that he didn't like. So he kind of sort of twisted into, he's talking about the fucking libtard sheeps.
This video, if you enjoyed it, make sure that you share with your friends. Comment your thoughts down below. Follow me and PragerU on social media.
That was like pointless, man. I'm not even sure if I want to clip this. I'm gonna do it anyway because I want money, but like that was just completely pointless. Why is this a video? It's such a weird thing to ask people with no elaboration for why you're doing it.